Hello friends, I'm Gretchen Brockman and I'm here today to share with you a yin practice that is designed for your spine, your back body. We'll practice today in a way that is favorable to your body. So if I offer a posture that doesn't meet specifically with your needs and your experience, please feel free to modify in any way. I think the best way to explore these postures is to sense what's going on in your own body. And the best way we can do that is to come into connection with our breath. So I'm going to invite you to find a seat of your own choice. I like to sit here cross-legged like this, and I'm sitting on a bolster. You can use a pillow, maybe a pillow from your couch, or if you have yoga bricks, you can sit on a yoga brick if you like, or a blanket. All of those will work. Hey, you can even sit without, and that's fine too. I'm going to sit with, because that's what I said. All right. So I'm going to invite you to close down your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. I invite you to take a deep breath. Maybe you notice yourself feeling a little tension in the body, a little tightness, a little something. Maybe you're cool. That's great. Good. But if you feel a little something, maybe you want to roll your shoulders a little or kind of shimmy a little bit just to make your seat comfortable for you. Allow the eyes to close if that's good. Soften the space here between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw. Let the hands be soft on the body. Either they can be palms down on your knees, or maybe take one hand to your belly. You could stack one hand above if that feels neat for you. Notice if there's tension through the shoulders. Notice the back body. Notice your breath. Notice how this connection, your breath here, this particular breath, this is the only time you're going to take that breath today. That makes it pretty special and unique. And most of the time we bop through our whole day without any cause or consideration of the breath. A little mindfulness toward that breath practice makes each moment special. I'm going to invite you to draw your hands together right in front of your heart. Take an inhale here and set an intention for your practice. And the intention is just your good thought, your will, your guiding force. Take one more breath to draw that intention deep in your heart space. Keep it there. And then exhale, let it go. And draw the fingertips toward the earth, palms face forward. Inhale, sweep up. Reach up, touch palms, exhale, draw right in front of heart center. You could do this whole practice with your eyes closed if you want. Inhale, sweep your arms up. You could gaze up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inviting the breath in. Inhale. Touch, exhale. My first invitation here shall be to move your bolster, brick, whatever, and draw yourself into the shape of a table. Plant your hands down underneath your shoulders. If this is not comfortable for your wrists, that's okay. Come down to your forearms like this, and that's a fine way to be. You have your knees spread a little open if that feels good. You might try to take hips a little bit side to side. See how that feels through the hips. Your gaze here is on the earth, or maybe between the thumbs, or maybe you're looking up at the screen. You don't have to, because you can just follow what is the sensation in your own body. Oh, this feels good going side to side here on your forearms. Everybody, come down to your forearms if you're not here already. Try this. Shift your left hand to the side, right under your shoulder or thereabouts, and then take your right arm so that it's parallel to the top of the mat. And here, turn your gaze over toward the left side and just bow in. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up. Find the shape of a table. Here we'll kind of wobble a little bit side to side. And then come back down to your forearms. Maybe take hips again side to side. Here we're going to shift the opposite direction. So right hand kind of underneath the right shoulder. It's just there to give you balance. Maybe you put it someplace a little different. And then shift your left arm and then bow in. Find your exhale there. Maybe stay for another lingering moment. Then inhale, come back. Find the shape of table. Curl your toes if they aren't curled already. Lift your hips back and up. Find downward facing dog. Maybe your heels come to the ground. If they don't, it doesn't matter. The yoga police are not coming to your house to check. No one cares. You can pedal out your heels here. Let that just feel good. Maybe you want to take your feet out to the edges of your mat. Maybe you're not even practicing with a mat. That's fine. Find a little bit of movement side to side in the hips. Feel the spine. When you're ready, you can take your knees right back to the ground. We're going to find child's pose. And here, if you'd like to make it a little bit restorative, you might take your knees a little wide. You might take the bolster right between your knees if that's comfortable, and you might settle yourself right down. Now, for some of us, that feels great, and others of us think, well, my knees don't want to do that. So, option to keep your hips high, and you can draw your chest down low. That's fine. Option 2 could be to take a stack of props, if you'd like, and bring it up a little higher. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty lovely. If you should happen to be so lucky as to have a little table or perhaps a footstool or an ottoman kind of thing, you could perhaps do this sort of thing with that piece of furniture at home, and that's lovely. Now, the one thing that I want to be sure that you don't do here is over-compromise just compromise your neck. So if this feels jankety in your neck here, perhaps shifting your head a little forward might feel better. Or turning to the opposite side if you have any conditions that aren't quite sweet in your neck, okay? Give yourself maybe 3 to 5 more breaths right here. As you finish that last round of breath, whenever you feel ready, begin to draw yourself back up. Shift any props that you might be using off to the side. Adjust your fabric as need be. Place your hands down, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We'll take a breath here. And then when you're ready, draw your knees back down to the earth. Shift your chest forward and then lower yourself all the way to the ground. Here, slide your forearms underneath your shoulders. The palms of the hands here could be down. You'll find the comfortable position of your elbows underneath the shoulders. The tops of my toes are down. If you like, if it's more comfortable for you, you might use a blanket underneath your hips if that feels better. This is Sphinx pose. Your eyes can be softly focused on the earth in front of you if you choose. Or you can have your eyes closed. That usually feels best to me. Notice your breath as best you can, relaxing the shoulders. In this particular posture, you may be finding this sensation through the middle back body. You might be finding it more in the shoulders if your shoulders are tight. But it's designed for the back body. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you might try seal. And seal, take your hands to the side, closer to your body and a little wider from your body. And then press yourself a little bit up. Here too, I would take my legs a little bit wider. And I like to recommend when you are practicing here that you keep your head somewhat upright as opposed to dropping it down like this, right? This is how we spend a lot of time on our phones, right? All the other stuff, keeping our heads low. But you can keep your head high here and keeping the spine all in that beautiful long line. If this should become too much, you can always feel free to lower back down to Sphinx. Again, keeping the head high. Taking another couple rounds of breath. Putting a smile on your face is advanced yoga. And when you're ready, dear friends, you can cross your wrists, take your elbows out to the side, and bring your cheek all the way down. I like to touch my two toes together, the big toes. I have more than just two toes, but take your big toes together, allow your heels to drop out. And that's pretty comfortable. You might bend your knees and wobble side to side here. That feels pretty good too. Great. When you're ready here, we're going to take one more breath. And take your elbows out. I wish I had given myself a little more room. Maybe you at home have plenty of room. Take your elbows out like a goalpost. And then slide your left knee up toward your left elbow. So you could stop right here. You could pause right here if you like. Hang out. If you choose, you might slide your opposite. This is your right hand underneath the body and allow it to find right hand to the left knee. You could pause here If this doesn't feel too constricted for you, you can stay right here. If you choose, here's another option. Boy, I wish I had more room. Ah. You can rock back and open the heart toward the sky. And this is just a fine place just to rest. Now, stay here and enjoy. Enjoy the heart opening, enjoy the twist in the back body, enjoy the sensation through the hips. If you choose, you can reach your left hand to your right foot for a little bit more quad fun. Now, my left shoulder is up in the air. It's okay. That's how my body operates. It would have been thoughtful if I grabbed a blanket underneath my head. That would have been delightful. Maybe for the next side. A couple more breaths here. When you feel ready, you can free your foot, roll yourself back, be mindful. Cross your hands, lay your forehead down perhaps, big toes together. When you're ready, you can open your elbows again, goalposts, same sort of way that we did before, only this time opposite knee, right knee toward the right elbow. I'm going to grab my blanket. Like that. That's so much better. Beautiful. When you're ready, left arm slides underneath the body, connects with your left knee, and then you can open up. This is how much room I wanted. Reaching away with my right arm. And this gives me a beautiful stretch through my shoulders, my chest. Really allows me to breathe in a different way. If I choose, I could reach down here and grab my foot, making it more quadalicious. That's a real word. I just made it up myself. And follow your breath, whatever you like. Several rounds of breath here. Each one of these breaths unique. Perfect. When you're ready, let's roll all the way onto the back body. That's nice. When you're ready, you can draw your knees into the chest. If you draw them in deeply, maybe you can rock a little side to side and get a little bit more compression on your lower back body. That might feel good. Reach your legs up all the way. Point your heels up to the sky and then point your toes up. You can hold behind your knees if you like, or have your hands down, whatever. Point your toes back, press your heels. Now point your toes, heels, toes. Are you breathing? Heels. Beautiful. Cross the ankles, slide your hands up underneath the knees, and rock yourself, maybe a couple times. all the way up. Great. Okay. We're going to have a lovely forward fold. What? Take your bolster, or not. If you're not using a bolster, that's fine. I like a bolster under my knees that kind of softens them a little bit, leaves me feeling a little bit more comfortable. You can also use a pillow, you can also use a brick, you can also use nothing, and that is fine as well. I like to shift the good stuff back and away, soften my belly quite a bit, allow my arms to drop forward. For me, this feels comfortable. If you need to sit up a little bit on a blanket to get you a little bit more comfortable, feel good about that. And also feel good about staying upright. You don't have to forward fold. But if you're choosing to forward fold in this moment, soften the hands a lot. Allow the eyes to close if that feels good for you. Allow the feet to relax and soften. Soften through your ribs. Soften the fingers and the palms of your hands. Maybe with your exhale, you begin to notice a drawing of gravity. The way that gravity might be pulling at your chest. Relax your jaw. You could stay right here. There's no need to go forward. Meaning, there's no goal. These postures aren't designed to look like anything. They're designed for sensation in your unique individual body. If you feel called to fold more, then fold more. But if you already found sensation just sitting upright, then notice that you're already doing the posture and you're fine. Relax your jaw. If you are forward folding, the back body is rounded. Feel the breath, slow, never forced. Give yourself about 3 additional rounds of breath, knowing, of course, if you choose, you can just hit pause and stay here longer. Enjoying that deep stretch from your lower back body through the middle of the back, upper back body. If you find yourself thinking about dinner or work or conversations that you need to have or didn't have or should have or things, junk, just let that go best you can and take your breath. When you're ready, friends, begin to walk your hands slowly back up the legs. Draw yourself back upright. There is never a big rush, never a rush. Take your hands behind the back body. Lean into the heels of your hand, lift the heart, take the head back if that's safe. And then exhale. We'll shift the hips, down toward the center of the mat. Move your props off to the side. Shift your hips again. Draw the knees in. Ooch your blanket. We'll drop the knees over to the right side first. Take a couple rounds of breath. Maybe your nose follows your knees, or maybe it turns absolutely in the opposite direction. Taking a couple rounds of breath. Feel free to bind the knees if that feels better, or just have them stacked up. Either way. And when you're ready, you can inhale, take your knees back through midline. Exhale, if you've left yourself enough room, drop them off to the second side. If you've got props over there, don't worry. Couple rounds of breath. Dear friends, it is almost time. It's pretty much time now for Shavasana. And that's our final practice posture. Here's what it could look like for you. It could be that you take your legs out to the corners of your mat and you draw the arms by your sides, maybe palms open, and that might feel just terrific. And I'd encourage you to just go right there if you like. If you need something a little different, perhaps you'd like to take legs up the wall. And that might look a little something like this. With your hips close to the wall, I'm going to see if I can do this right. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Take arms overhead if that feels good. I would recommend that you take legs up the wall once a day, at least. Well, this isn't quite Shavasana. It's pretty darn close, and it's restful. If you like, take your blanket, lay it over your body. Allow your eyes to close down if they have not already. As you scan your body, moving into Shavasana, know that you've done a beautiful job with your day. You've done your best. And then allow yourself to put today behind you. Let it go. Feel the body getting heavy. Notice yourself settling in. Beginning to find movement in your fingers and your toes, your wrists, your ankles, drawing your knees into your chest, rolling over to your favorite side, And then finding yourself in a seat. Eyes can still be closed, my friends, or you can have a soft gaze. Take your hands right in front of your heart center. Take an inhale breath, if you would, and draw to mind your intention. Friends, thank you for sharing your time and your breath and your practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.